So part of the statement that was issued by the retired military generals, as I that it was an unambiguous statement, was directed at Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa himself. So the retired military generals did not end at writing statements to the parliament, as they were invited by the clerk of parliament to write their submissions regarding constitutional amendment bill number 3, but they also made an effort to engage Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. So those who were of the view that the retired, Mnangagwa is not aware of the retired generals who opposed to constitutional amendment bill number 3 of 2026. And then they don't understand the politics of Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa was engaged by the retired military generals, and the dates were 18th and 19th of May 2026 respectively. So 2 days of engagements with the retired military generals, and they say the response of Mnangagwa was, whoever wins, wins. So in this case, we are seeing a president who is saying, bring it on, I am fighting, I'm not going to back down in terms of mutilating the constitution, I will continue the fight, and may the best competitor in this regard win. So to Mnangagwa, in my view, this is the person who is saying, I will die fighting, to the retired military generals. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button, so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So there is something I wanted to read. On engagements, this is what the military general says. It says, pursuant to our communication to Parliament, 2 formal meetings with His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, were held on 18th and 19th of May, respectively. When we placed before the President our caution regards the dangers of this constitutional amendment, chief among them the alienation of the citizenry from the constitutional order and eventual alienation of membership of ZANU-PF, is a statement I'm looking for. What became, this is what the retired general says, what became unambiguously clear from those engagements is that the welfare of the party and the well-being of the people are no longer the primary consideration driving this process. That is what became clear to the retired military generals. 2, it has therefore become clear, listen to this, I like this observation, that the president is both the principal architect and the principal beneficiary of constitutional amendment bill number 3. So the location of the president of Zimbabwe as the principal architecture and the beneficiary of constitutional amendment bill number 3, they are saying you are the brainchild of CAP3, and this CAP3 stands to benefit you and you alone, President. And they have made it clear you have alienated, you have separated Zimbabweans from this process. You have closed actually a door for the Zimbabweans in this particular process, because this is a self-serving bill. And the response of Mnangagwa, let the winner wins. In this case, who are the winners here? It's him and the retired military general. When we narrow it down, who will be the winners in this case is Chiwenga and also Mnangagwa. especially when we look at the engagements of the retired generals as well as Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Let's say this process, the retired generals gets away with it and wins, and it definitely delivers democracy, then in that way Zimbabweans may also be the winners. So I don't want to predict and be so sure that Zimbabweans at the end of the day will win in this particular process. So when he says in the engagement, the winning, he was speaking of two factions, the faction of Chiwenga as well as the faction of himself. It appears also Mnangagwa saying these words, engagements may have been intense, and also the retired military generals drawing such conclusions that the president is the principal architecture. This bill is a self-serving bill. You can hear the language that has been used in terms of describing Mnangagwa and how he intends to benefit in this whole process. That is not actually a nice language. It's a language of we have engaged this man, and this man does not listen. He is not a listening president. He is a self-serving president. And I think that necessitates what we see being done by the retired generals or the other faction of ZANU-PF. All members of parliament, including even the wife of retired General Senyato, have been taken to the Constitutional Court. Now caption this. This is very, very serious. All members, I've seen so many cases, they are trickling it out. This is a well-orchestrated response coming from the retired military generals. Mnangagwa may be having a plan, and it appears also the other side has a plan. As I have indicated, that I would not be preempting plans that gives Mnangagwa a strategic advantage. At the moment, I would be analyzing what we have at the moment. So the situation depicts both two warring factions, for two warring parties within ZANU-PF that appears to have a strategy. Chiwenga appears to have a strategy and have heavily invested in this strategy with retired generals. And I must attest that unlike what Themba Mliswa and others, Barakashi, have sought to portray Chiwenga as weak, he is not as weak as he has been portrayed. And he is not a man without a plan as he has been portrayed. He appears to have a very solid strategic plan in all of this. And what makes it more stronger and formidable is that the plan remains unknown to Mnangagwa. Now caption this, all members of parliament are taken to the Constitutional Court before voting. And that on its own, to a member of parliament who knows there is my case at the court. That is why Mnangagwa is calling for a caucus as soon as possible to try and counter the damage that has already been done by the retired military general to his plot. And that is why all of a sudden, when asked about timelines, now Ziambi appears not sure. But I'm sure that when he was going to that parliament, he had already a timeline. There was but he is seeing the he is reading the political temperature and noticing that no, this temperature is no longer ordinary. He is now being careful of what he is speaking about, but also appearing to be giving a brave face. The face was not happy at all as it has been. He was not pompous as he has been, and I see a shake. And Themba Mliswas, they are not responding so fast. I'm sure they are also reading the temperature. That times are really extraordinary. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Okancubo Mhlabane is signing out. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast.